Silver has had an incredible run over the past couple of weeks, but with this fresh break above $60, I believe that this is only the beginning of the next wave higher for silver. And I also think that this historical gold-silver data may agree. Let me know if you feel the same way in the comments below, and if so, let me know how you're personally trading silver. I'm excited to dive into this one. My name is Royce Jacob, and welcome back to Waves Capital. All right, so we will, of course, be jumping into TradingView, and I'll do my best to rationalize these Wave 2 price targets that you can see in front of us for not just silver, but more specifically SLV, which is the iShares Silver Trust ETF. This is a direct proxy to silver, and it is how we trade it within the Waves portfolio with both call options and common shares. So before we talk technicals, before we talk potential price targets for the second wave, and of course talk about this very, very bullish historical gold silver chart that if you're not excited about silver at that point, this should definitely get you excited about silver. I do want to reference this newsletter that I just sent out. We've been in this silver trade for almost 2 months now, and obviously just looking at the silver chart, that has panned out incredibly well for us here at Waves Cap. So I did cover silver this morning. More profits were locked in. Quickly scroll past that because that was the breakdown of the full portfolio, and just out of respect for existing members. If you guys pause fast enough, maybe you can catch it, but that is why I scrolled quickly past that. But I really just want to quickly read over just a few short thoughts here. I'll expand on them if I feel necessary as we move into the charts, but this just summarizes my thoughts so I don't have to ramble over my own words. I've been fairly confident in the idea that Wave 2 for silver had arrived, but as of today, I'm convinced. SLV's trading volume is surging, and this technical picture is looking incredibly bullish on virtually every time frame. I'll be skimming profits around the $60 region, but the macro backdrop, along with silver's historical performance relative to gold, which again we will be looking at, give me reason to believe that silver has significantly more room to run through Q1 of 2026. On top of objectively strong fundamentals and technicals, you can also feel the hype and excitement building up around the shiny white stuff. Hype is a secret ingredient in every successful two-wave pattern, so this is incredibly encouraging. Our SLV call options have already provided us with some life-altering profits, but I clearly don't think that this ride is over yet. Cheers to an incredibly successful trade. Let's keep these gains coming, team. So on this note, before we jump into the charts and talk about what could potentially unfold here for silver with the help of this historical data to, potentially bump these price targets you can see in front of us even higher, I do want to let you know that if you want to know how I'm trading my personal portfolio and or the Waves portfolio on a daily basis and receive all of the daily trade alerts, I send these newsletters out every single day. On top of trading, this is what I love to do, and this is, my life's work. So if you want to join the team, if you want to know how I'm trading my portfolio on a daily basis, not just silver, but we have so many other plays in the portfolio that have been crushing it lately, then it's the first link in the description of the video or in the pinned comment. It's my complete portfolio plus daily trade alerts and email newsletters. You get everything that this box here in front of us entails for a price of $15 for every $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months, or you can even try it free for a week. And the reason I do free trials is because I'm confident in the product I provide. So I appreciate it if you join. If so, welcome to the winning team. As always, if you are an existing member, any testimonials are much appreciated and really do mean a lot. But if not, no worries at all. I still appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you can gain some value from it. So SLV, again, silver, you can see here where my cursor is hovering. Spot silver, or the price of silver per ounce, has crossed above $60 for the first time as we approach the rate cut. So if you guys are watching this at any, I'm sure at least a few of you are, if you're watching this after the 10th of December, then then we have already gotten news of the Fed rate cut that this headline is implying. And everyone's calling for a hawkish cut. I'm just going to say right now, when everyone is saying one thing, in this case, it is that this is going to be a hawkish cut. By that, they mean the Fed is going to cut rates, but they're going to have a negative outlook on the future of rate cuts, and just rain on the parade of a potential rate cut. When everyone thinks one thing, or when something seems to be consensus, it's usually wise to take the contrarian approach. So I personally think that this rate cut, even if it's hawkish, is going to be good news for the markets. I think it's going to drive the markets higher. And with the way silver and gold have been performing, silver and gold is important to remember that these are two, historically speaking, these act as safe haven assets. Gold specifically, and silver now as well, has been performing incredibly well beside equities, which is pretty rare to see. But that's what's especially promising about gold and silver, and what gives me reason to believe that this is almost a win-win trade or a no-lose scenario, or, nothing's guaranteed, but the likelihood of failure for gold or silver right now is very low. If equities fall, if, say, the tech sector falls, if the AI trade continues to unwind, that's good news for gold and silver. If everything continues to climb and, the dollar debasement trade is still alive and well, which means the US dollar continues to steadily decline in value, that's also good news for gold and silver. So that's what I mean by a win-win situation. This is somewhat of a double-edged sword. Okay, at least that's my take on it. Always know, this is only my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but time will tell. I'm really bullish on silver, and I think that this second wave for silver will take us up at least another 5% from here. And I'll just repeat what is important to remember. Again, this is just my opinion on this. This is just my take. But the two-wave pattern is something that we know very well here at Waves Capital. It's actually a pattern that we coined. And as I said in this newsletter, it is incredibly encouraging to see that hype is entering the picture. And hype can be easily reflected in volume. So today, trading volume, 60 million shares traded on SLV, which again is the iShares Silver Trust ETF, on average volume of 30 million. That's 2x average trading volume. And that is, that's an easy way to dictate or confirm the fact that excitement and optimism has entered the picture, has entered the chat. So I do think that this second wave is here. How long will it last? I don't know. But historically speaking, when we've traded two-wave patterns in the past here at Waves Capital, they typically last anywhere from 10 to 14 days from the point of the breakout. And I'm trying to be pretty conservative here. You can see that wave one, we rallied and this is just my interpretation of where the breakout began and where the wave started. You could say it began, way back here, but personally, just for the purposes of how I'm choosing to trade it, I'm going to say that it began, around mid-September. It lasted just under a month, and SLV and silver, again, these trade in tandem, rallied about 32% from the base to the peak of that first wave. Now, if we take the breakout point from the second wave, I'm just going to call it right here. Many would probably consider it to be the breakout from this bullish, this symmetrical triangle pattern, or a bullish pennant pattern, which is pretty much the same thing when it's going upward. But for, once again, just playing this somewhat conservatively, I'm going to say it started around $47. If we just simply mirror the percentage gain from the first wave to the second wave, which again, by no means is guaranteed to happen, but this is how things, two-wave patterns have played out for some of our other trades in the past. Therefore, I'm just going to use that data to my advantage this time. And, maybe we climb a lot higher. I'm trying not to get greedy. We've already at least 4x'd our money on this silver trade. So from here, it's all just raw profit. I do think that we will see some resistance around, the $60, $61 region, not only because that's, again, a mirror of the percentage we saw in wave one, percentage gain we saw in wave one, but also because $60 is just a psychological even. Silver just broke above that. The next psychological even for silver would be, about $70. But right now, just referencing silver here, because we're already on the chart, silver from the point of this breakout, again, 32%. If we go, I'll call this the breakout point right here. If we go 32% up from here, that would take us, 32, 33%. That would take us up to around, just to play it conservatively, around $66. So silver, I think we will see at least a short-term pullback prior to potentially more highs around $66. SLV, my price target there is going to be about $61. And again, keep in mind, my money is where my mouth is. And, maybe we rip, maybe the hype really rolls in, maybe excitement, floods into the stock over the next couple of days, especially if we do get a dovish, which is good interest rate cut, or a positive outlook from the Fed in tomorrow's meeting. Then that could, potentially send silver and gold to the moon. And just to close out this video, and as I said earlier, get you bullish if you're not already, just look at silver versus gold. So this chart that we're looking at in front of us is gold relative to silver. I don't like how they made gold the blue line and silver the orange line. They for sure should have mirrored that just for aesthetic purposes, or just for, it just makes more intuitive sense. But regardless, blue is gold, orange is silver, and this is dating back 30 years. And we'll actually zoom in here because the past 20 years are really all that matters. You can see here that back in 2011, silver gold was outperforming silver, kind of similar to what's gone on now. This is after the financial crisis back in 2008. You can see here that gold was outperforming silver, and at this point there was a crossover. There was a paradigm shift where silver overtook gold. We are about to see that occur for the first time, in over 10 years, in over a decade. We haven't seen this. Gold has been outperforming silver for over a decade, and we're finally we're finally on the cusp of seeing that shift once again. So I think that silver is in store for a generational bull run. I do think, maybe silver doesn't go as ballistic as this. You can see silver pretty much 2x the performance of gold over this time period. And this was really quick. Once this happened, from September, October of 2010, you can see that silver ended up peaking in April of 2011. So, you got a pretty solid half a year or so, give or take, rally or significant outperformance of gold to silver. And then we saw a little bit more mean reversion. So is this guaranteed to happen? Absolutely not. Again, this is the markets. This is trading. Nothing is guaranteed. But with the way things are unfolding, with the macroeconomic backdrop, with the way the stars are aligning on the charts for silver, technically speaking, I do think that there's a very strong likelihood that silver could overtake gold, and not only overtake gold, but significantly outperform gold into 2026 and hopefully beyond. So longer term, I should say medium to long term, once we look past this second wave, I would keep an eye on, once we see this overtake, where'd my cursor go? There we go. So again, October to April, you could say that's about, just call it 6 months for the purposes of this conversation. 6 months from this point, look for, some potentially mean reversion, or this silver, if this does occur, look for silver to start slowing down in the spring of 2026. So again, this is all speculative, but history tends to rhyme. And, I think we are on the verge of some really, really exciting stuff for silver in the year ahead. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about anything we discussed. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree and why. And I look forward to talking to you guys in the comments below. Again, if you want to trade with us on a daily basis, along with my daily newsletters that I write every single trading day, it's the first link in the description or in the pinned comments. And I'll catch you downstairs in the comments. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.